Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another rhythmic, captivating, stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What items will I be unboxing? What items will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What items are encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now, so bear with me. It will only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the items from the box and subsequently flaunt them in front of the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go. The unboxing process is about to commence. The unboxing process is officially underway. Alrighty, so off the get-go, we have bubble wrap. The figurines are engulfed in bubble wrap. They will be liberated. They will be extracted in billions of picoseconds from now, so just bear with me. Exude patience. Desist from getting agitated. Alrighty. We have a myriad of DC figurines. I believe these action figures are subsumed under the DC Universe Classics action figure line. So these are some DC UC action figures. I believe they were churned out by Mattel amid the early 21st century. I believe Mattel launched the DC Universe Classics action figure line amid 2008. Alrighty, so off the get-go we have this guy. I believe his name starts with an O. I'm not sure what his moniker is. It's an enigma. Now these figurines were either produced by DC Direct or by Mattel. I believe they were produced by Mattel though. I don't think they're part of any DC Direct action figure lines, but I could be wrong. The seller may have amalgamated DC Direct action figures with DC Universe Classics action figures when he was packaging the lot. So here he is. He has ample points of articulation. I love his aesthetics. I love his sculpt. I love his hues. I love his shadings. I love his textures. I love his muscle tones. He's a robust, intricate, state-of-the-art figurine. One of my gripes appertaining to this figurine, well, his legs are spread outwards. They can't be clamped together. You have autonomy to ascend or descend his arms at your own discretion. His elbows are not double jointed. You can swivel his biceps. Not bad. You can rotate his head. He has a diaphragm joint. If you remove his contraption, then he could perform an ab crunch. His legs are not relegated to a ratchet, so they can potentially move outwards further, but every time you do that, you compromise the integrity of the joints. His pelvis scales with the rest of his body. Same with his other body parts. They don't look out of context. What's his moniker? I believe it's Orion. I'm not sure if that was pronounced correctly. Orion. Orion or Orion. I think it's Orion. Alright, so we'll just call him Orion for now. Not a bad figurine. I would have preferred if the legs weren't so stretched out. Other than that, I have no main gripes. appertaining to this figurine. His face is not marred with scratches. There's no major scuffs. He's brooked a modicum of damage, so he's practically unscathed. He's practically in mint and pristine condition. So, as a totality, the figurine is just impeccable. So that was Orion. Let's move on. Next up we have Shazam. Now, similarly to the other figurine, his fingers are clenched together, which is ideal. His hands are pre-posed. You have the autonomy to swivel his wrists if you so choose to. In stark contrast to the other figurine, he lacks a diaphragm joint. I'm not sure whether or not he was produced by DC Direct or Mattel. Unfortunately, the cape is meager, and this figurine's details are relatively scant. Why do I say that? Well, he just doesn't look as intricate as the other figurine. Look at the difference. His wardrobe or his costume or cosmetics are primarily dominated with a light red hue or a crimson red. My vision is abysmal, so maybe this is not crimson red. I can't really discern the color with my glasses. In the light, when light's illuminated on the figurine, he appears to have a light red color, but when he's in the bowels of a dark room, he appears to emanate a dark red color. So I think his costume is supposed to be light red as opposed to dark red. You can verify that. I believe Shazam's other name is Mr. Marvel. Instead, I'm unsure. I don't keep up with the DC Universe lore. I feel dehydrated and famished and weary and lethargic and debilitated, but I need to continue this video. So here's Shazam. His cape is meager, he lacks a diaphragm joint, his knees are not double jointed, his elbows are not double jointed. What else? He can move his arms outwards and inwards at your discretion. He doesn't have autonomy to move his legs outwards or inwards. His legs are seemingly relegated to a ratchet. He lacks any finger joint articulation. He can't articulate his toes. He could rotate his ankle. You can't rotate his thighs, nor can you rotate his calves. What else? You can't rotate his biceps. You're also unable to ascend or descend. You're also unable to ascend or descend his head, so he can't look up nor down. It's quite a shame and quite a pity. So I believe that's a DC Direct action figure, but this one is likely a DC Universe Classics figurine. So let's see what else this bag has in store for us. Reaching into the bowels of the bag and prompting another figure. So I believe this one is known by the moniker of Big Barbara. Is that correct? I'm just going to verify whether the moniker is correct or not. My vision is egregious, so just bear with me. He just spelled it as Big Barda, but I believe it's Big Barbara. Who knows? So I believe this is a DC Universe Classics action figure sculpted by the Four Horsemen Studios Corporation. In stark contrast to the Shazam figurine, her cape is long and actually has substance. It seems to be comprised of rubber. Not bad. I hope that it doesn't mold. It likely won't, since it's not comprised of leather or cloth. I cannot extract her helmet, so I guess she's relegated to a life. Her head is always protected and safeguarded. I guess she's relegated to wearing her helmet 24/7. Unless she becomes beheaded. Actually, even in that context, she would still be donning her helmet. So she's going to don her helmet perpetually. Alrighty, so she has a copious amount of points of articulation. You can swivel her wrists. You can swivel her biceps. You could ascend and descend her arms at your own discretion. They could be moved outwards or inwards. She lacks finger joint articulation. Her fingers are semi-clenched together. They're not fisted. She lacks toe articulation. She can't perform an ankle pivot. Let's see here. You're able to bend her knees, which is always a positive. However, her knees are not double jointed, so her latitude for articulation is limited. She lacks a diaphragm joint. Actually, never mind. I revoked my previous statement. She apparently has a diaphragm joint. It just seems to be obscured by her attire. It's arduous to discern whether or not she has one, unless you look up close. But my vision is appalling, so I can barely see anything at this point. I'm as blind as a bat. So I do love her aesthetics. I love her details. She really symbolizes and captures Big Barbara from the DC Universe. Not an egregious figurine by any means. By the way, the figurines also have peg holes embedded in the bottom of their feet. Shazam only has one, unfortunately, as opposed to two, but it's not the end of the world. I can still cope with a situation that has befallen upon me. Let's move on. Next up, I know you guys will love this figurine. We have a Batman figurine, and this figurine was likely sculpted by the Four Horsemen Studios Corporation. Now, if it was produced by Mattel, then it likely has two peg holes as opposed to one. That's what I presume. That's going to be my arbitrary assumption. So here we have the Batman figurine. He has his cowl that he's donning. He has his gauntlets. And you have these little spikes protruding out. What else? So here's the Batman figurine. He has his gadget belt, his utility belt. You can't remove that. He has his cape. You don't have the autonomy to remove that either. I love his attire. His symbol looks marred with a scuff and a scratch. I guess this figurine is becoming dilapidated. The paint is beginning to fade and chip, at least on the torso. I love his muscle tones. They're eminently defined. They're really defined in stark contrast to Big Barbara's muscle tones. Compare and contrast them, discern the differences. So, here he is. This is a variant of Batman. It kind of looks uncanny and unusual to see him like this. This figurine is truly a novelty. Why do I constitute this figurine as a novelty item? Well, Batman is supposed to be the Cape Crusader who dons black attire. With this figurine, he's donning gray attire and blue attire, so it does look disparate, it does look uncanny, it does look unusual, it does look out of context. But this is a throwback to the retro Batman, who I believe emulated this Batman's appearance. So, thus far, I've unboxed 4 figurines. They've been extracted from the box. The box still has a plethora of other figurines that I need to unbox. I just want to showcase the remnants of the box. I still didn't finish extracting all the figurines from the bag. I'm going to do that in a subsequent video, so just bear with me and stay tuned for that. I just want to review real quick what I unboxed. We have these 4 figurines: Big Barbara, Shazam, Orion, alright, and then we also have Batman. So Big Barbara, Shazam, Orion, and Batman. Not bad. Each figurine was under $10. You guys asked me where I procure my figurines. I purchase them via eBay or Amazon. It just depends who can offer the lowest possible price. Amazon prices are typically exorbitant, in stark contrast to eBay prices. However, if you're purchasing a figurine new, then Amazon prices may be lower than eBay prices, so it just all depends upon how the prices fluctuate. Action figures typically appreciate in value, so it's going to be arduous to obtain these figurines for under $10 each. However, I was fortunate to be able to. They're not flawless, they're not 100% unscathed. Nonetheless, they still have tremendous merit. They have tremendous intrinsic value. I love the Shazam. Both of his hands are fisted. He has a comic book face. He has this stern, audacious, dominant look. And then Big Barbara, she looks more mellow. She looks more laid back and calm. Batman looks like he's imbued with rage and anger. And then Orion looks more seldom. So, these figurines appear to be poised. Sorry. These figurines appear to be poised for battle. They look like they're about to enter the fray of battle and trounce anyone within their vicinity. Once again, here they are. I just want to flaunt them in front of the camera. I hope that I can retain them perpetually. If not, that would be unfortunate. Dismay would ensue, but I can't control the conditions that I brook. Unfortunately, it costs money to house these figurines, but they'll be consigned to a shelf, and I'll be able to look at them every day if I so choose to. So here they are once again, one final time. I can't get enough of these figurines. I love taking ganders at them every day. I'm just curious whether his name is pronounced Orion or Orion. I believe it's Orion. I should desist from second guessing myself. I'll just call him Orion for now. Doesn't make a difference, it's negligible. So that's everything I want to do. Showcase stay tuned for the next video. I hope that you deem this video to be enthralling and stupendous. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.